Hello class, nice to meet all of you back. This is our second lesson today. Same, we are learning about introduction for bonding. So in the previous lesson, we go through some ideas of bonding. We go through some example of bonding. And of course, all of you are able to give some ideas of compounds that are surrounding us. Although you are not really sure about which compounds belong to which category of bonding, but it was very good. And then I did give you a worksheet to complete. So today I like to start with that idea. I like to go through a little bit about the worksheet from the previous lesson from you. Okay, then I have one PowerPoint for today. I have one worksheet for today. And of course, for this lesson, you need to have your periodic table. And I'm having my online periodic table as well. Okay, guys. So let me show you what is the PowerPoint for today and the worksheet for today. So the PowerPoint for today is about why we have bonding. Okay, for example, ionic bonding. Okay, so it's talking about many type bonding, why there's a bonding. And then I have this worksheet for you today. Where's my worksheet? So this is for lesson 2 today. This is worksheet for today. And of course, we have the previous worksheet as well. And as you know, I have the same periodic table that I was using in my previous lesson, the online periodic table. You have your own periodic table, and we probably need to use that a little bit as well. Okay, so guys, that's all for the lesson today that you need to have. So before I start the lesson, I like to know, is there any question? Okay, any question from any student about the previous learning? Is there any problem? Okay, good. Okay, good question. Any student like to answer this question? Maybe he or she have some nice reflection or maybe nice answer for this question from your friend. Okay, good. Anybody else? Okay, good. So guys, no problem. Whenever you have a problem or any question, just raise up and we'll discuss together. So this form and engagement can help us to enhance the learning. Okay, so there are different ways of learning. Sometimes we need to question, sometimes we need to draw, sometimes we need to write, sometimes we can even sing a song to learn. Okay, so guys, let us just go through the lesson 1's questionnaire, and then we can see what we have for discussion for today's class. So this is the question that was given for you. So generally, we have an understanding over here. So most of you have some understanding, and I'm going to call some name here so that you can let me know what is your answer. Okay, the first one. Let's have Margaret and Nancy. What do you think about this? Why atom with another atoms they form bonding? Okay, good. Next goes to Benjamin. Okay, good. Anybody else? And of course, the next one I goes to Audrey. Next, go to Kitty. 5, Samuel. The last one, Steve. Okay, guys, very good that each one of you have your own answer. I'm very happy to listen to your answers. Okay, so anybody else have any other answers that you feel very much deviated from our friends? Let me know. As long you have some ideas around or revolve around this, it is acceptable. Okay. Now, today we're gonna go a little bit more deeper why atoms form bonding, and we'll go a bit more deeper what type of bonding that we have by looking at the structure. Okay, so guys, let us look today's PowerPoint. Okay, now although it is saying like ionic bonding, don't worry, it's just a general concept why it is form bond. So guys, if you notice, in all the element of periodic table, only group 18, or basically the noble gas, okay, very special. They're not forming any bonding with anybody. All right. So we want to see why they behave like this. Okay. So all atoms of noble gases are different. They are unreactive, quite stable. All right. This means they do not combine with other atoms to form compound. They exist as individual atoms. Okay. And then why they are very unreactive? As you can see. Anybody? Okay, good. Choya, very good. Yes, all of them having full valence shell. So there's no need for them to have a complete shell. So guys, when we look at the periodic table, we need to understand atoms are classified based on the valence shell. If it have one valence electron, it is in group 1. If it has 2 valence electron, it is in group 2. And on until 8. If it has 8 valence electron, for example, in this case, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, then it is group 8. Okay, it's full. Okay, so this is the concept. Now, each noble gas is unreactive because it has a full valence shell. So guys, when you have sufficient of electron, you don't want to receive the electron, neither do you like to donate or even share your electron. You are complete. So the only something very unique, helium, we call it duplet because helium is one of the element with only one valence shell. Okay, so one shell can take the 2 electrons, the first one, S shell. Okay, so we say duplet. So the rest of them, all we can say they are octet. They have 8 valence shell, am I right? So in the whole periodic table, they like to achieve octet configuration, exception for hydrogen and helium. They only have 1 shell, so they usually can up to 2 electron only. Okay, so an atom is stable if it has duplet or octet configuration. So remember, duplet is only for hydrogen, helium. The rest of the atom must have octet, all the 116 element. All right, so out of 118 we minus helium and hydrogen, the rest 116 must have this octet configuration. Then they can have a stable. All right, so then why are other atom reactive? Anybody? Okay, Jason, you, Judy, Laura, Nicole, any idea? Juan, Elaine. Okay, guys, so you can have, very good. Yes. So guys, it seems that, yes, all of you are correct. So atom like to react because they want to be stable. Atom like to react because they like to be octet configuration, am I right? So by having octet configuration, they become very stable, right? Atom react in order to have the noble gas structure, okay? Hence, the atom tend to be reactive. So they need to achieve this structure because this structure gives them stability. So how they can do? Any idea how they can do? Maggie, how about you? Jay? Rachel? Joy? Lucy? Slimon? Okay, very good. So guys, it comes back to the idea that we talked about relationship in the previous lesson. We can form a relationship by sharing or by give and take, right? If somebody gives you something, you started to have a relationship, a better relationship with that person. And of course, the person that gave you also have a better relationship with you. In the same manner, somebody who shares something with you also have a better relationship. So here, same idea by losing, gaining, or sharing valence electron. All right. So when atom lose or gain electron, they form ions. Then ions can form ionic compound. By sharing, they form covalent compound. Okay, so my PowerPoint is very short. I've attached this PowerPoint same in our managed back lesson planning. You also can access in our WeChat groups. Okay. So now let us go through our second worksheet, and then I like to end with some concept of bonding, formation, okay, why, how they transfer. So let us see today. Name at least one bond that you have not heard before the lesson today, probably. Very good. If you can remember what we have learned. Name the 4 bonds discussed in the video. So I'm going to give you a video. I'd like you to watch by yourself. Then you're going to name them. Choose one bond from your answer in question 2 and then discuss further. Then by looking at periodic table, name 3 compounds that are used in daily life. Just write the name of compound, chemical formula is not really required. For example, carbon dioxide. Okay. And from your answer in question 4, can you decide what is the combination? And then you can figure out by today's lesson. The last one, from the compound that you have chosen, name one the bonding. Okay. So we go a little bit more deeper, am I right? So guys, I was telling you today, by looking at this periodic table, okay, by looking at the periodic table, how we can understand the concept of bonding more deeper. So this is our periodic table. So group 1 means all of these guys here have 1 electron. So to become 8, either you can take 7 or you can donate 1. So which one is easy? You know, probably donating 1 away and becoming octet is easy. So group 1 or group 2 or even group 3 here, they like to donate. For example, group 3, they like to donate 3 electron. Then they become stable. Now, on the other hand, group 18, they don't really take anything. They are octet. Group 17, they probably have 7 valence electron. You know that taking 1 is much more easy than removing 7 of them. Am I right? So group 6, they need 2, and group 5 need about 3. Now, group 14, we're going to leave it aside first because group 14 have 4 electrons. So neither they like to give 4, neither like to take 4 because they are basically in the middle. They are basically like sitting on the fence. It's like some of you in my class are not really sure what to do. All right, so they like to share. Okay, so let us have a look here. So let's say when we look about our periodic table. Okay, so let's say this is my periodic table. I'm going to draw a little bit big for you. Okay, so guys, I like to try to know that when you have group 1, group 2, and group 3, it means they have 1 valence electron, 2 valence electron, or 3 valence electron. They like to donate. Okay, they like to donate, then they become stable. Okay, now on the other hand, if we talk about, let's say, group 4, I'm going to put it here in the middle, the red color mark pen, because this is a little bit special. And then I'm going to have, let's say, 5, 6, and 7 here. And probably all of you know just now we had group 8 here. I'm just putting a different color. So this is also special. So, you know, we didn't have any bonding. Okay. So now, so you can see these groups 1, 2, and 3, they like to donate electron. Group 5, 6, 7, they like to take electron. So any formation of compound made of group 1, 2, 3 with 5, 6, 7, they must be ionic because one give and one like to take. Am I right? So I like you to try to think like that. Then when we talk about among the group 5, 6, and 7, only among them, you can see they sometimes already have 7 and have 6. So they like to share. Okay, for an example, I give you an analogy. One of them having 6 electrons, the other one having, let's say, 7 electrons. So they can share. For example, from the 7, he can give for a while 2 electrons, goes to the 6. So 6 now become 8, stable. Or from the 6, he give 1 electron to the 7, and then 7 become 8. So they become stable alternatively. Okay, so they form covalent bonding. The word covalent comes from cooperate. Okay, they cooperate together. And of course, you know, this group 4 is very special. They only form giant covalent bond because they only share with themselves. Okay, so some students ask me why they share with themselves. So they feel more stable. I'll give you an analogy to understand. You are going into the bus one day, and then once you're inside the bus, you notice, oh my God, you forget to bring your wallet. You don't have money with you, okay, to pay the fees. Now, as you look around, you see so many students from different school, but then you found one student from your own school because you're wearing the same uniform. Now, although you don't really know him or her, okay, I want to ask you, if you need to borrow, let's say, a small amount of money, $1, would you like to borrow from any stranger or you like to borrow from your same colleagues of the school? You like to borrow from the same school, all right? This is the concept. So group 4, they like to take electron from group 4 because they're similar family. Now group 8 here, this is nothing. All right. So guys, now I will close this and stop sharing here. I like to go to our worksheet. So I hope you can do this worksheet today. Okay, you can go deeply about the type of bonding. So you have an idea already. If they like to transfer electron between one atom to another atom because they're either in group 1, 2, 3 with a combination of group 5, 6, and 7, they're going to form ionic bonding. If they're only sharing the electron among themselves, for example, between group 5, 6, and 7, we call it covalent bonding because they're cooperating to help each other. And if it is only for carbon structure or even, let's say, silicon structure that is happening in group 4, they like to take the electron from themselves, from another type of atom, they are forming giant covalent bond. Of course, I don't really cover about metallic, but you know metallic is only between the same amount of metal. For example, aluminum with another aluminum or magnesium with another magnesium. Okay. So guys, we have come almost 20 minutes. Okay, so we have about 20 minutes to go through this worksheet. So I will, of course, write down in the whiteboard here, what is the video that I want you to watch, so you can helpful to answer you. Okay, guys, that's all for today. See you in the next week lesson. Bye-bye for now.